Good morning, learners. Welcome to today's lesson. Today we'll be doing English First Additional Language for grade 10, language structures and conventions. We'll be looking at Concord. And like I said yesterday, I am your presenter, Miss P.N. Langa. Who is ready for today's session? I know I am. I hope we're all ready. Awesome. So like I said, my name is, okay, let me go back a bit. My slides are moving quickly. My name is Pearl Langa, teaching English grade 10. And I see here, most of you guys are saying you're ready for the lesson. That's absolutely great. I also cannot wait. Today's lesson is going to be so much fun, right? Like I mentioned a few minutes ago, we'll be doing Concord. And what we call Concord is subject and verb agreements. We use Concord mostly in language, and it's very important for you to understand the concepts of subject and verb agreement in order to be successful in your writing. But then before we move on to today's work, let's do a quick recap for yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we learned that a dialogue is a record of a conversation between two or more people. We learned that we do not use quotation marks when writing the record of a dialogue. The format of a dialogue is similar to that of an interview, and always plan before writing your dialogue. And I'd just like to give some learners a shout out. If you are watching today, Sandra, you submitted your dialogue via email yesterday. Thank you so much. It was a very nice dialogue. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And another learner who shared their dialogue with us is Shonisani Maboho. And I thoroughly enjoyed this dialogue as well. If you still have your dialogue and you would still like to send it, you can send it again today. I will share my email at the end of this session. Thank you so much, Sandra. I see you've responded. Thank you for submitting. Right, so today we're doing Concord, and at the end of the lesson, you will know the following. You'll understand subject and verb agreements. You will use plural or singular subjects, and you will make sure that these subjects agree with your verb. And you will know how to match the correct subject with the correct verb, how to be aware of Concord errors in language. Right, I see everyone is saying good afternoon. Welcome, Nelly. I know it's if it's your first time, welcome. Trevolin, I did not receive your dialogue, but I will check my email. Okay. Right, let's move on. Okay, so what is Concord? For many of you guys, this is a very foreign term, okay? The word Concord, you feel like you know it, but you don't really know it. Okay, so Concord is the agreement of the subject and the verb, right? And by agreement, I mean they get along, they are friends. There are instances where a subject and a verb do not agree. But before I explain this, I just quickly want to recap with you guys. If you remember carefully, a subject is who the sentence or statement is about, and a verb is the action the subject performs. So, for example, in a sentence, when you have Bob, Bob plays with the dog, Bob would be the subject. And I'll show you an example that I came up with just now. Right, so here's an example. The children decided to jump on the bed. In this sentence, we have both a subject and a verb, right? So our subject in this instance is the children, and our verb is the word jump. Do you understand? So when you are aware of Concord, or when you want to make sure that your subject and verb agree, you need to make sure that your subject and your verb both make sense in your sentence. Are we together? Right. Oh, okay, let me go back a little bit. I've moved too quick there. Right. So what is concord, right? And I'm going to explain to you in detail. Remember, I was telling you guys about the subject and the verb and how they are basically married and work together. Yes. So now, concord is, you know that in a sentence, you sometimes need to use the word was. You sometimes need to use the word were, and sometimes is. Faiza has raised a hand. I acknowledge you, Faiza. Ask your question via the chat. Okay, Sandra says she can't see anything. Does anyone else have the same problem that Sandra has? Who else can't see anything? No one. So it's just Sandra. Sandra, check your connection on your side, okay, my dear, because I'm still sharing the screen with you guys. Okay. So you know that in a sentence, you sometimes need to use the word was. So she was going to the mall. Sometimes were, they were friends. Sometimes is, he is a boy, and sometimes are. The subject in the sentence must always agree with its verb in number. If the subject is singular, then the verb must be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb must be plural. I know it may sound a bit confusing right now, but as soon as we look at our examples, you'll be able to understand exactly what I mean when I say that a singular subject must have a singular verb as a friend, and a plural subject must have a plural verb as a friend. Let's quickly look at this example. Right. So this is an Instagram post and someone posted their dog. And the caption is, my dog growl when he is angry. Does that make sense? My dog growl. It seems there's something wrong, right? So we're not going to like this Instagram page. That's why I have a broken heart there. I see someone tried to answer. Sandra says, no, it doesn't make sense. Of course it doesn't. Because our verb, dog, our subject, dog, growls, doesn't match with our verb, is. Okay. So it's completely wrong. Sorry, doggy. We are giving you a broken heart. Let's look at what is the more correct thing to say. My dog growls when he is angry. No, my dog growls when he is angry. Okay, I see I'm getting more questions. Exactly, Lionheart. Growl needs to be growls. Right, so let's look at our example. The dog growls when he is hungry. So one dog growls when it is hungry. So our subject here is dog growls, and our verb is the word is. Believe it or not, the word is a verb. Right. And if we had to look at this in plural form, we would say the dogs growl when they are angry. Because if I had said the dogs growl when they is angry, would that be correct? No, it wouldn't be correct. So that's what basically concord means. And it's so great to see you guys interact with me today. Thank you so much. Right, let's move on to our next Instagram post. Right, it's a picture of a butterfly and they say, the butterfly which is perched on the flowers are not that colorful. Does that make sense? Don't you think something is wrong there? Okay, Peter de Langa, you raised your hand. You have a question? Okay. Dakota says this is off topic, but we would need to be able to create our own Shakespearean sonnet. With today's lesson, we are not doing Shakespearean sonnets, my dear. We are working on Concord. Yes, Sandra, it is not right. Okay, so I think something's wrong there. Yes, we are not liking that Instagram post. It is wrong. Too many grammatical errors, and the grammar police say something is wrong. Let's see what the correct way of saying this would be. Okay. First of all, we have here, take notes. Don't get confused by the words that come between the subject and the verb. They do not affect the agreement. They are called appositives. Okay, appositives, sorry. So an example is the butterfly, which is perched on the flowers, is not that colorful. And the words which is perched on the flowers is called an appositive. Learners are raising hands. I think it's FXRZA. Do you have a question? Okay, let's move on. The dog is another example of an appositive. The that positive is doing. Right. Instagram post. Wow, the colors of rainbow is beautiful. Does that make sense? Grammar police says no. Okay. just who can just say yes or no if you yes you can. If you wouldn't know, we'll say yes or no if you can. Okay. I see. Okay, guys, we seem to be having a network problem today, but hopefully you guys will bear with me and stick with me until the end of the lesson so that you can learn today as much as you can. Right, let me continue quickly. Can you all hear me? Just thumbs up or yes if you can hear me. Right, move on. Prepositional phrase. Of the rainbow are beautiful. The phrase. So the colors of the rainbow was a clear error with the previous Instagram post. You guys remember this post? Just to go back to it quickly. Nope. It's the colors of the rainbow are beautiful. Here's another Instagram post of a little dog, and it says, and dog is kind of each other. Is this correct? network is terrible. These things happen. The fourth industrial revolution, there's still a lot of disabilities and mistakes. I think everyone is quite today before we wrap. Okay, guys, so I'm going to try one more time. If they'll continue to give us them, we might have to specific for tomorrow. Please just make it. I'm doing it now, but if this persists, we might have to. All right.